Ever wondered how scientists make confident claims from a sea of data? Or how researchers determine if a new medicine works or not? The secret lies in a statistical method called hypothesis testing. Imagine hypothesis testing as a trial where the null hypothesis is the defendant. The null hypothesis assumes there's no significant difference or effect in our data. It's the status quo, the no-change scenario. It's innocent until proven guilty. On the other side, we have the alternative hypothesis. This one suggests there is a significant difference or effect. It's like the prosecution trying to prove the null hypothesis wrong. The jury, that would be the sample data. By analyzing this data, statisticians decide if there's enough evidence to reject the null hypothesis in favor of the alternative. But how do they make this decision? They calculate a test statistic and compare it to a critical value or a p-value threshold. However, even with the best intentions, errors can occur. There are two main types of errors in hypothesis testing. First, the type 1 error. This is like convicting an innocent person. It's when we reject the null hypothesis, but in reality, it should have been accepted. Second, the type 2 error. This is like letting a guilty person go free. It's when we fail to reject the null hypothesis when it's actually false. In hypothesis testing, we also talk about the significance level and power. The significance level, typically set to 5%, is the probability of making a type 1 error. Power, on the other hand, is the probability of correctly rejecting a false null hypothesis. However, it's crucial to remember that there's always a delicate balance between type 1 and type 2 errors. Reducing the risk of one increases the risk of the other. To minimize these risks, we can choose an appropriate significance level, increase the sample size, use a more powerful statistical test, or account for confounding variables. So, to summarize, hypothesis testing is a statistical method we use to draw conclusions from data. It involves formulating a null and an alternative hypothesis, analyzing sample data, and deciding whether to reject or accept the null hypothesis. There's a possibility of making two types of errors, and we can use various strategies to minimize these risks. Remember, hypothesis testing is not about absolute certainty, but about making informed decisions based on the evidence at hand. It's like a courtroom drama playing out in the world of data, helping us uncover the truth hidden within the numbers.